The prank continues from the last episode, the Deserted Island special. After drinking himself into oblivion, the man you see here, Chuck McSnuddles, woke up to find both himself and his filthy pigsty mysteriously transported to a deserted island. When he accidentally discovered a 4-star Dragon Ball and a marked map, his bizarre island adventure officially began.
通信中？
そう、今回は島に散った7つのボーリング玉を全て集めると願いが叶う。
He first decided to search for the Dragon Ball nearest to his location, although the map showed it was somewhere along the beach. One glance was enough to tell there was nothing there. After searching for a while and coming up empty-handed, he gave up on the beach and set off toward the rocky cliffs. As everyone knows, Dragon Balls are always hidden in the hardest places to reach. The one Chuck was looking for was halfway up a steep cliff.
と断崖絶壁を目の前にしても意外に余裕のあるクロちゃんだが
Why does he look so confident? Because climbing is actually his favorite hobby. Even a flat wall like this doesn't slow him down. But at about 15 meters up, things got tough. The rocks here were fragile and could break at any time.
What? こんなのが続くの？
Without any safety rope, one wrong move could send him straight down. You really have to respect what these guys go through for the show. At 30 meters high, he finally spotted the Dragon Ball. The climb had been grueling, but he managed to get it.
ボールゲット！めっちゃ怖かった！
By 5 p.m. on the first day, Chuck realized it was time to think about dinner. Thankfully, his entire pigsty had been transported with him, and surprisingly, amid all the junk, he actually found some useful stuff. After piecing everything together, he'd almost built himself a mini convenience store. Not bad for a trash heap. Then came dinner time. He needed to boil some water first. Watching him enjoy his instant noodles so peacefully, you'd never guess he was supposed to be surviving on a deserted island.
カップラーメンにビール2本という充実のソロキャンプ状態に
Even though Chuck was technically stranded, the phone signal here was absurdly strong. He thought about calling his mom to tell her what happened, but she was too drunk to understand a word. With no one to talk to, he went to bed early. The next morning, as usual, he started his day by posting an update on social media. His plan for day 2, search for the 3 Dragon Balls along the coast. Before long, he reached the target area. But the terrain was even worse than before.
ちなみにこの島には小屋の周辺以外平坦な場所がないためこのそれっぽい世界観の崖をひたすら登り降りして進まなければならない
2.5 hours later, after endless climbing and crawling, he finally reached a spot that matched the map perfectly, and there it was, another Dragon Ball, clearly visible. But despite how close it looked, the thing was slick, heavy, and half submerged in water, making it incredibly hard to grab. Chuck dove again and again, but couldn't get a hold of it. Frustration hit hard. He was visibly losing his patience. After struggling for over 30 minutes, he finally pulled it out, barely.
見事3つ目のボールをゲット
That near-death experience didn't slow him down. He immediately headed off to find the next Dragon Ball. This one was hidden inside a cave. He got there easily enough. But the moment he stepped inside, he started gagging uncontrollably. The cave smelled like rotting food. Years of trapped seawater had turned it into a reeking swamp. Still, the Dragon Ball was easy to grab. And soon he had his 4th one in hand. Next, it was time to go after the final Dragon Ball of the day.
現在の時刻は午後4時日が落ちてしまったら部屋まで戻れない可能性もあるため先を急ぐ
After a series of jumps and climbs, he reached the location, only to face his biggest challenge yet. To reach the small island holding the 5th Dragon Ball, he'd have to swim across a 50-meter stretch of rough water. He was terrified, but decided to go for it anyway, confident in his swimming skills. Chuck dove in. He swallowed half the ocean along the way, but after 15 exhausting minutes, he made it to the island. He searched every inch, racing against the setting sun, and after 30 minutes, he finally found it. Of course, it was hidden in the most frustrating place possible. Still, he managed to get it.
こうしてこの日3つのボールを集めたクロちゃんだった
Ending the day with 3 Dragon Balls in total. The trip back wasn't easy. He drank plenty more seawater, but the results were worth it. After 2 rounds of hauling, all 3 Dragon Balls were finally back at camp. By this point, Chuck was completely worn out, but he now had 5 Dragon Balls in total. The next morning, day 3, he decided to push himself one last time. With only 1 cup of instant noodles left, He ate it as motivation and set off toward the forest in search of the sixth Dragon Ball. Unfortunately, it was the heaviest rainfall of the year. The downpour made everything twice as difficult. After an hour of stumbling through the forest, he finally spotted something, but the Dragon Ball's location was, well, let's just say unfriendly. The tree it rested on was slick and drenched, making the climb almost impossible.
棒あったらいけたな。
いけたな。
近いよ近いよ
いけいけ。
押したらいいのよそうほら
Still, after several attempts, he finally got it. 6 down, 1 to go. Now it was time to find the last Dragon Ball, the one from the beach area he couldn't locate on the first day. He realized that if he couldn't see it on the surface, then it had to be buried.
土の下
正解。
埋まってんの
So he started digging. An hour later, he was completely drained, ready to give up. But then, in his mind, he saw his parents. He remembered how, no matter how stubborn or immature he was, they had always cared for him, never giving up on him. And in that moment, he found new strength.
すごいなこれあったあったすげえあった埋まってた本当に埋まってた父さん母さん頑張ったよ取った見つけた
With his parents' love echoing in his heart, Chuck pushed forward and finally unearthed the seventh Dragon Ball. He had done it. All 7 were now complete, and according to legend, whoever gathers all 7 Dragon Balls can summon the dragon to grant any wish. But when thunder struck and the dragon finally appeared, it wasn't a mythical creature. It was just the drone that had been following him the entire time.
さあ、願いを言うがいい。
え
どんな願いも3つ叶えてやろう。
Chuck made his wish. I want to go home. The dragon told him a boat had already been prepared, but when he went looking for it, he found nothing but a tiny rowboat. Sensing he'd been played, he went back to complain, only to fall for another trick.
進路。
ボールちょっとちょうだいよ
わかった。それでは2つ目の願い。オールを2本用意した。
違うから待って
The dragon granted him a second wish for a pair of paddles. Finally, he made his third and last wish, the one we were all hoping for. He wanted to become rich.
10億ちょうだい10億円
それは無理な願いだ。
なんでじゃあ1億1億
But the dragon's power was limited. After a long round of negotiation, Chuck got a grand total of about $700. That was it.
10万は10万
わかった。
オッケーなの
That was hilarious. They sent Chuck off with just $700. Once all 3 wishes were agreed upon, the mighty dragon bid him farewell.
ちょっと待ってよ待って
あ
なんでちょっと
無理や。
思ったよりもしょぼい願いになってるから
And so, with 3 fulfilled wishes, a rowboat, 2 paddles, and $700, Chuck McSnuddle's island adventure came to an end. 3 days of sweat, struggle, and near-death moments. And in the end, none of his wishes truly came true.
叶えられないやつめっちゃくちゃじゃんかなんなのこれ
むっちゃ怒った
At least now he had the basics to leave the island. Though honestly, you'd never guess it came from magic.
バイバイ無人島
無人島を脱出